Okay, welcome to a class today on space and time vocabulary. So I've given it a title. I've chosen Alexander Pope's lovely chiasmus. His time, a moment, and a point, his space. Yeah, this is actually a rhetorical device, guys, because you've got man's time, which is your A, and then a moment, which is your B, and then a point, which is your B. A moment and a point are both nouns referring to time and space. And then his space, which is A. That's called a chiasmus, when you've got different words, but still related, connected. Time and space are connected. Moment and point are connected. Anyway, I thought I'd put that up because I think he's trying to emphasize how short life is, how fleeting our time is on this earth, how brief our spell is alive on this earth, and how small our space is as well, a point. Yeah, and I'm in a very small, cramped shed, and so I can relate to this, certainly. Anyway, we're going to look at time and space vocabulary. So all of these adjectives work very well with space, and I want to make this really clear right from the beginning. There is two types of space. There is countable space, which is a space. In other words, a very specific space, an area. So we certainly say a parking space, and we say an empty parking space, a vacant parking space, or an occupied parking space. You could say that as well, an occupied parking space, or a full parking space, although we don't normally say that. The parking space is full, it's occupied, it's not empty is what we say. But you can use all of the following with countable spaces. And please remember, this is countable space, yeah? There's an A before it. So you can talk about a confined space. I work in a confined space. I work in this shed, and it's not particularly large, although it's not tiny either. But I would say it's a confined space. You know, there's not much space in here. It's certainly an enclosed space. Yeah, there's only one window, and that's at the front, but it's enclosed in the sense that it's got walls all the way around it and a ceiling. It's pretty much a tight space. A tight space means not much room to move. And please remember, not much space, not much room, that's uncountable space. And uncountable space, just like uncountable room, they mean the same thing, yeah? And when you say there's not much space, there's not much room, it means you don't have much area to move around in. So in this shed, it's an enclosed space, it's a tight space because I've got so much furniture, and the furniture, and not just the furniture actually, all my junk, all my rubbish takes up a lot of space. And so I don't have much space in here to walk around. So it's a tight space. It's not a huge space, it's not a vast space, it's not a large space, okay? So all those words work very well with countable space, and certainly an empty parking space, a vacant parking space. But there's something to understand here about grammar, which is that countable nouns are specific. You know, there's a specific area which is a space, whereas uncountable nouns just refer to the idea of space, as in, and you could say the same about time, by the way, which also can be countable or uncountable. Yeah, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times is countable, but generally speaking, how much time is uncountable most of the time. So if you're using uncountable space, you can say, I don't have enough space in this shed. Or I don't have ample space, which means enough, sufficient. Ample works very well with space. Yeah, there is ample space for a sofa in this room. There's plenty of room for a sofa in this room. And notice that countable room, just like countable space, yeah, it refers to a hotel room or a bedroom or a lounge. Whereas uncountable room is the same as uncountable space. Yeah, we don't have much room, we don't have much space. Okay, so there is ample space in this shed for a couple of other chairs. There's enough space in this shed for some more furniture. So I would like extra space for, I don't know, I would like extra space for another bookshelf. Yeah, I would like more space for another bookshelf. and you can say there is limited space in this room. Yeah, there is limited space in this shed, in this room. So what about room? Well, you can certainly say we don't have enough room, we don't or I want more room, or I want extra room. So you can use a few of these with room as well. There is ample room for something. So all four of those star ones you can use with room as well. Yeah, I want more room, there is ample room, there's not enough room, I want extra room. Okay, now if something takes up a lot of space, you've got to learn this phrasal verb, guys, with space and room and even time, because when you say, oh, I don't have enough free time, I don't have ample free time, yeah, I don't have sufficient free time to learn another language because my job takes up too much of my time. Yeah, my job takes up too much of my time. But in this shed, it's my furniture that takes up so much space. My sofa takes up a lot of room, but I need that. I need somewhere for friends to sit. Yeah, this is a place where I like to entertain guests. And yeah, the sofa takes up quite a lot of space, quite a lot of room. I hope that's all clear, yeah? But please remember these collocations with uncountable space. We talk about storage space, by the way. Nobody ever has enough storage space. But there is ample storage space right over there in that corner. I store a lot of crap in that space for storage. And there are a lot of tools over there which are very useful. You never know when you're going to need a tool in the future. And so I store all my tools over there. And my tools take up a lot of space. So I might need to make, now remember with make and leave, you can use this with countable or uncountable space, okay? So you can say make a space for me on the sofa, and that means budge up, move over, so that I can fit on the sofa too, yeah? Don't take up all the space. Move over, make space for me, or make a space for me, because you might be thinking of a specific area on the sofa, in which case you say make a space for me. But you can certainly say make space for me, make room for me. You can use uncountable room as well. Make some room for me, make some space for me, meaning, you know, leave a place for me to sit down. And yes, you can use leave as well. Leave a space for me, leave some room for me. Yeah, you can even make time for somebody else. And so he left some time for me. That doesn't sound quite as good with time, but make, yeah, he was able to make some time for us, meaning to put some time aside so that he could see us. And yes, you can do that as well. You can put some time aside for somebody. Okay, so we can see that make and leave are often used with room and space. Make room for, make space for. Now, if something, let's start with something. If something is a waste of space, well, I think this is clear. You should get rid of it. You should throw it away because it's taking up loads of space and you need that space. So this is relevant to me, certainly. I have a fan